You're watching Nappicast by Jason Nappy Weather. Sun is out in Caribou. Storm is going to be mostly south of you, but the clouds will get in. There'll be a few snow showers up in the county. But really, this storm comes in from the south, from the west. I'll show you that on radar in just a second. But first, let's look at Sanford, where it's cloudy now. It's overcast. Precip not really started yet, but it's starting to knock on the door. It's coming through Vermont and New Hampshire. So the storm is on the way. It is still going to be a storm. We're definitely still getting that in the forecast in just a second. I'll break it all down as we get into that and show you the amounts. I've got a new and updated snowfall forecast coming up, a new snow map. But first, here's radar. Storm is coming up. You see that just northwest of Vermont. You see that L on the map. That is the storm coming through. And there's some snow bands showing up in New Hampshire, a little mix going on up towards Rumford. So eventually, that's going to be making its way west to east. The cloud cover and the visible satellite, you can see the spin going on in the atmosphere. That's the storm beginning to take shape. So it's sunny in New Jersey, cloudy in Vermont and New Hampshire, and a good chunk of Maine as the storm is going to push in from the west. That's spin in the atmosphere. That's the storm moving west-east. So here's a look at temperatures across the state. So we have a light northeasterly breeze, generally in the 30s across the board, 20s to the north where it's been cooler and clear, and eventually we're going to be right at that borderline marginal situation for snow. So in southern Maine, hardly any, if any at all, because it's going to be too warm and not a lot of precip there. However, in the central highlands, heading down east, that's where there's going to be significant snowfall accumulation coming in the forecast. So I made you wait long enough. Let's do the hour by hour. Here is the storm coming in from the west. Notice here those snow bands coming to Vermont, New Hampshire. This is going to be in the afternoon. A lot of rain at the coast and even inland to start off, but the darker blues, that's the snow. You're going to see an inverted trough in the atmosphere, so it's an elongated area of low pressure. That's where the weakness is going to be in the atmosphere, and that's where the heavy snow bands are going to fire up as we move in from Jackman, Dover-Foxcroft, even Bangor, and back towards Eastport, okay? So that'll be happening in the forecast later this afternoon into tonight. Here's my new snow map where I've got nothing in southern Maine, nothing in Casco Bay, mid-coast, not really much at all, but 1 inch per hour snowfall rates when you get to those purples, 2 to 4, and especially in the 4 to 8 inch stripe there I talked about with that elongated trough in the atmosphere, the inverted trough, the weakness in the atmosphere as the storm comes through, you get those 1 inch per hour rates. So that's where 4 to 8, and even a couple bullseyes I painted, Dover-Foxcroft and Eastport, where you've got 8+, but it'd generally be right around 6 to 8 there for the most part. This is not going to be a blockbuster storm. It's April, but once the sun goes down, that's when it gets a little bit dicey in the forecast where travel is going to be more difficult. So it's rain and snow, becoming windy this afternoon in western and southern Maine, then clear and chilly with rain in the forecast this weekend. There'll be some snow in the western mountains, but mostly it's rain this weekend for the next storm. So for this storm today, it's rain and snow showers. Snow north, rain south, and eventually that changes over to all snow for the central highlands heading down east. Temperatures are going to get above freezing, so it's got to snow hard if you're going to accumulate snow, especially in April with that high sun angle. And it will tonight especially. So it's snow showers ending and breezy, west-northwest 20 to 30. That wind's going to be gusty in southern Maine as that storm kind of explodes right as it moves across Maine, and the pressure is going to fall. So that's why you're going to get, watch out, it could be a little bit slippery too with temperatures going below freezing. So for the Mariners, it's pretty quiet early, but then this afternoon we go to a gale warning into tonight with that storm blowing up as it pushes east right over Eastport into the overnight. So here's the new 10-day forecast I just made for the mountains. Clouds and sun tomorrow, sun to clouds Thursday, and we warm up. We go from teens for lows to 30s, and then for the weekend, western mountains, boundary plateau at most, higher elevation snow over to rain, and then next week looks pretty good, 40s and 50s, not terribly cold, but we do see some showers come through Tuesday, Wednesday in the mountains. For inland, it's 43, 49. So we're going to warm up. And then we get that rain, snow mix late Friday, early Saturday over to plain rain. And next week, flirt with 60, not quite, with lows in the 50s. And then Good Friday, it's 50 degrees. For the coast, it's 44, 46. A lot of sun over to clouds. And then it's rain. Now, the onshore flow Saturday keeps it chilly, 41. And Saturday will be the heavier of the two rain days, although not an all-weekend washout. Next week looks really nice, 56, 52, and 51. And then Good Friday, right now I'm keeping it dry with mostly cloudy conditions. You can go to nappicast.com to get the latest forecast.